I'm excited to show you a card that uses the Windows Frame Collection Framelits. This card's been floating around for a while. I've seen a couple different versions of it, but it's perfect to use with the new Thinking of You, or Just Thinking is what the stamp is called, from the Holiday Mini Catalog, or Spring Mini Catalog. So we're going to start with a half sheet of Primrose Petals cardstock, and I'm going to use the new Honeycomb folder because I love it to texture the ends. If you haven't used these folders before, they're really simple. You basically just put your cardstock between the pieces there. You grab your Big Shot die cut machine. I like to open up a couple tabs on my Big Shot, and then I'm going to place my folder between two cutting plates. Squeeze it on through. And when I pull it out the other side, I have gorgeously textured cardstock. Now I did the other side ahead of time, so I have two pieces textured here. I'll set that aside for a minute. And I am going to next take a strip of the Amore Designer Series paper, and I'm going to cut a cute end on it. And I got a card as a swap card. Demonstrators like to do these swaps. We share ideas with each other and so forth. I got a swap card at Leadership that was based on this kind of pattern, and I was really disappointed that the person didn't have their name inside or on the back of it because it was really cute. Alright, so I'm going to trim this in half, and I am going to use my green lid glue, aka green lid glue, multi-adhesive, multi-purpose adhesive. I love this for sticking things down when I have textured my cardstock with an embossing folder, because there's so little surface area for things to cling to at that point that sometimes snail doesn't like to stick as well as you might hope. So I'm going to go ahead and take these two pieces here and line them up on my card. Okay, so now we have a card that opens in the middle. If you missed the scoring here, you're going to score at 2 3/4 inches from each side so that we have a half sheet card that folds in the center. I'll close up my glue. And the next thing we need is a piece of cardstock for the center. This is just a cut down quarter sheet, so it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to center that on the inside. And we'll come back and decorate this a little more thoroughly later, but I'm going to grab Be My Valentine from, here we go, from Delightful Dozen for now to kind of add our sentiment there in real red. Okay, let's set that aside and grab our Thinking of You stamp, otherwise known as Just Thinking. So I have a square of Whisper White cardstock here, and I'm going to go ahead and ink this up in Primrose Petals, and you can tell I love my stamps. I am not such a finicky person about keeping them super clean, so if that just bugs the goodness sakes out of you, then I apologize for bugging you, but sometimes my stamps get dirty. I'd rather stamp than clean. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but okay, so I have my piece here that's all stamped. Like I said, I'd rather stamp than clean. And I need to grab my Windows Collection Framelit that matches it. So I'm going to grab this one that goes right there, and then I'm going to take the framelit that's the next size bigger, because I'm going to need that to do our panel. Oh, did I even show you a finished card? Okay, this is what we're doing here. Our card has this awesome buckle fold on the front of it, sort of a flip-flop kind of card. So let me show you how we're going to do this part of it here. So, Big Shot again, and when you're working with framelits, you actually want to use your multi-purpose pad. Goodness. You want to use your multi-purpose pad, but you want to close all the tabs on it so that they're all in play, and your multi-purpose platform is as thick as you can make it. So I'm going to run my piece through here. Now, if you haven't seen this trick, I'm glad to show it to you, but I just have a little tiny pad of Post-it notes here. And sometimes the framelits like to walk a little bit when you put them through, especially depending on how warped your plates are. And I'll tell you, mine are warped. So if you use your Post-it notes, that really helps to hold everything in place sometimes, so that when you pull this all out, you have your piece nicely framed, and then you can save your excess pieces if you want. But the next piece I have here is a square of Real Red cardstock, and I'm going to use the same framelit, and then I'm going to add that next bigger one, and I'm going to put them together on my Big Shot platform, and you can put them both through at the same time. You don't have to do them separately because, well, the more you can do at once, the better, right? We're all multitaskers. You know you are. Okay, so give that a run through, and when you pull it out the other side, you have a cool piece to set aside, another cool frame that you can set aside, but the piece that we actually want for this project is this frame here. Okay, so we put our Big Shot away for now. I'll get my pad all straightened out again, and this is going to fit here on the front of our card. Now my recommendation is to go ahead and line these two up to make sure that they match. They're almost perfectly symmetrical, but sometimes you'll get one that's just a little bit off. And I find that if you just try all your directions first, 1, 2, 3, 4, it has to be the fourth one, right? There will be one where you get a perfect fit all the way around. So if you forget, it's okay. You'll be close enough. All right, now let me give you the directions here. This part's really important. You have to put the glue on the right part. We want this to close, and this is going to go on one side, and this is going to go on the other. So I'm going to set this here, and then I find it easiest to remember where I'm gluing if I take everything and just kind of flip it over. So I want this glue to be on this side of the card, so I'm using my green lid glue, multi-purpose adhesive, and I err on the side of caution. You don't want this glue sticking out, squeezing out anywhere. You can see I really didn't put a ton on there because a little bit goes a long way. Oh, I stuck my finger in it. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down here. Okay. And then remember, I took this and flipped it over this way so I know it's right. I'm going to set it right below here, and this time I'm going to remember that my glue goes on this side. This card's really not as effective if you glue the front shut. It's kind of funny, but it just doesn't work as well. So I'm going to layer this right around the front and squish this down here. Okay, and then I'm going to sort of unhook it a second to give that a little bit of time to dry. I'm going to take a piece of my Real Red Stitched Grosgrain ribbon, which I love. This Amore paper is kind of gorgeous colors. I love the primrose petals, but when I first looked at it, I'm like, really? Primrose petals and Real Red? That goes together? Guess what? It does. It goes great. And it has little hints of Pool Party, which I swear is a super trendy color this season. So, all right, so there we have our ribbon tied. We need, of course, some bling, and I know I usually use rhinestones, but instead this time I'm using some of the sticky pearls. And I learned a trick for these. If you pull them up, sometimes the backing stays on, so the glue doesn't come with it. So what I learned to say is you want to press down to activate the adhesive, and then go ahead and peel it up, and you will get the adhesive to come with the jewel, the pearl, or the rhinestone almost every time. There's our card front. And then I'm going to show you the finished of the inside. I used my Hearts of Flutter framelit with some more scraps from my Amore Designer Series paper because it's gorgeous. And on my sample card, I added some of the little banners on the inside and another little pearl there. So you can decorate the inside of your Valentine or your Thinking of You card and use for any occasion. This card also makes a really cute card done with the Sycamore Street color patterns. And here is that version done with the Sycamore Street Designer Series paper, and here I use the Island Indigo and the Pool Party. And then this piece of ribbon here is from the Sycamore Street ribbon and button pack. So there's Wishing You a Day as Perfect as You Are from Vintage Verses, which is the other one of the other celebration stamp sets. So if you have any questions, you can check my blog or drop me an email, and I look forward to sharing more ideas with you soon. Thanks so much for watching.